Good evening. This is Tuesday, September 3rd. This is the Nominations and Appointment Committee meeting. My name is Chris Miller. I'm the counselor for District 6, and with me is Counselor Vanessa Campos, District 1, and Wesley Butler, District 4. Tonight, we have two interviews for appointments to the Fire Civil Service Board. Presently, this board has one opening, but we will interview both candidates. We're starting tonight with Mr. Carl Seltzer, who is with us virtually. Hello,
Yes.
Mr. Seltzer. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Just to explain the process, the three of us will take turns asking you questions. It's a fairly casual process. It's not like a formal inquisition.
Okay.
Just relax. And then at the end, if you have any questions for us, you're free to ask.
Fine.
So I will start. Could you, in your words, could you give us an idea of what you feel the position for the Fire Civil Service Board entails?
Sure. In my own words, I believe it's to try to get the best candidates for Reading Fire Department that we can through by a vetting process that we get the cream of the crop in the city fire department. So, I mean, I've been around the fire service since 1968, so I know a little bit about it. So, but that would be I mean, I've never served on a civil service board, but I would think that that's what their goal would be, to try to get the best people to serve the city of Reading.
Okay, thank you. And then the second part of my question, which you touched on, is your background. I see that you worked at the Fire Training Center.
Well, to give you a little bit of a brief history, I joined the fire service in 1968. I moved up through the ranks. I was a first assistant fire chief at Temple Fire Company for 10 years. When I got out of that position, I became a state fire instructor through the Pennsylvania State Fire Academy. I've been doing that for 35 years now. And yes, I work at the Fire Training Center now for 28 years, part-time.
And you are presently employed.
Yeah, I've been around for quite a while. It's as far as firefighting goes, yes.
Right, but are you presently employed at the Fire Training Center?
I am.
Okay, thank you. I'm gonna pass it on. Go ahead.
Yeah, what they call a site monitor. I'm also still a burn tech there. Obviously, we do our teaching there, but that is through we do our training through Bucks County Community College. So years ago, it used to be RAC, but RAC went out of the business as far as firefighting classes go. So, but
Okay, thank you.
that's pretty much my fire background anyway.
Okay, I'm gonna pass it on to my fellow counselors for them to ask their questions.
What's that? I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
I'm gonna pass the questions on to the fellow counselors.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, Carl. I'm Vanessa Campos. I'm City Councilor for District 1. Thank you for your interest in joining the fire board. Two questions. One is, what made you, how did you know about this vacancy? What made you apply?
Actually, Lieutenant Jason Batts told me about the vacancy.
Okay.
What's that?
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I mean, I see Jason all the time when I'm there. So, and, you know, obviously socially we're friends and stuff like that. But again, I've been around firefighters for a long time. So, but that's how I found out about it.
All right, thank you. My other question is, we have another applicant also interested in this position, in this opening. What would you say, Carl, that makes you stand out from the others that are interested in this board?
what stands out. I don't know. I mean, I know Jeff Reiner, we teach together for a long time, but just the fact that I've been around a little bit longer than Jeff, that I don't think I'm any better candidate than he is as far as that goes, but he has the same interest as I do. But, you know, as far as outstanding thing, I mean, fortunately for me in my jobs that I had over the years, I worked with a lot of highly educated people that some graduated from Penn State, some graduated from Lehigh. I actually worked for some people that worked from MIT. So I worked in an engineering department for most of my career. So, uh, so I've been around people, know how to run meetings, and I think I have a good skills with communicating with people as well. So, but I don't know what Jeff's, I can't speak for Jeff, but I think I have a good rapport with people and good interaction. So,
All right, thank you for your response, Carl. I just needed to get your perspective.
okay.
Hi, Carl, it's Councilman Butler speaking. Thank you for applying for this board position. My question is, what do you think can improve in the civil service testing process?
What do I think can improve? Well, I don't know exactly what the process is because I've never been on a civil service board and I've never been on the cities, but some things that I've noticed with the last couple academies is the lack of background checks on the candidates and the lack of a psychological test for the candidates. I mean, most career departments do an extensive background check on the candidates, and they also do a psychological evaluation on the candidates before they're hired. So, I mean, I would like to see, if I was on the board, I would like to see that implemented. So again, we're getting the best people that the city of Reading can possibly get. But other than that, I'm not sure exactly how the Civil Service Board operates. It would be a learning curve for me to find that out. So,
Okay, thank you. That's it for me.
Okay, any other questions? Did you have any questions for us?
no, not exactly. I mean, I'm interested because it's something that I've never done before, and I'm more than willing to give it a try. I mean, I don't know what all, like, again, I don't know what all's involved. So I'm more than interested in trying to find out what's involved and interact with the people that are on the Civil Service Board. And again, I would think the goal is to get the best people possible for the city fire department. So, I mean, I would think that would be everyone's goal on the Civil Service Board. But
Correct.
until I would be on it and I get to interact with the other folks that are on the board and see how that goes, like I said, it's going to be a learning process for me because I've never done it before.
Sure. And that happens with a lot of the boards where people come on for the first time. You're right. It's a learning process.
Yeah.
It's good to have a base to work from, though, as you mentioned with your background. I'm going to let Shelley explain what the process is from this point on.
Yeah.
So after both interviews are finished, the committee will determine which candidate will be appointed to the board. In either case, you'll get an email from me letting you know what their decision is.
Okay. Yeah, I can't ask for more than that. Like I said, I'm more than willing to help out. I just, if I don't get the position, that's fine too. I mean, I want to, but if I don't get it, I'll still be working at the training center. I'll still be doing fire training and stuff. So, but I would appreciate it, if I got on it.
Very good.
It would be an opportunity to do something different, So, and I'm around the city firefighters a lot, so. I've been over at the training center a lot in the last couple of years. When the last this is the third academy now that I've been there extensively. So I have a lot of interactions with those people.
All right, well, thank you for appearing tonight before us, and Shelley will be in touch once a decision has been made.
Sure.
Have a good evening.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Okay, and Mr. Reiner should be here in a couple minutes, 2 minutes.
Yep.
We hope.
I don't know if he's outside. If somebody
There
outside
was somebody else.
with the fire t-shirt on.
What's you got your check?
Huh?
Did you get your check?
Oh, yeah, I got it right here, actually.
Okay. Oh, I'm not divvying them out. I don't have enough for me, so.
Great. Have a seat. How are you, Jeff?
Yes, okay, yourself?
Thank you for coming in tonight. Just to explain the process. The three counselors, myself, I'm Chris Miller from District 1, Vanessa Campos from Chris Miller from District 6, Vanessa Campos from District 1, and Wesley Butler from District 4. We'll take turns asking you questions related to the position. And then when we're done, if you have any questions for us, you feel free to ask. So we have 2 interviews tonight. We just finished one with Mr. Seltzer, who I believe you know.
Yes.
I mentioned that he knew you.
Yes.
And we'll ask basically the same questions. And I started out with Mr. Seltzer and I asked if he could explain to us in his view, what he felt this position was, what it entailed.
From talking to, well, I grew up in the city of Reading, so I was born in the city, and I feel honored when Lieutenant Batch from City of Reading Fire Department asked me if I would serve on the civil service board. So I kind of know that you meet either once a month or whenever, and you create a list for the new hires for the police or for fire or whatever else.
And the other question I had was, how do you feel your background will be an asset to this position?
I've been in, like I said, I grew up in the city of Reading, as a teenager. I volunteered for the city of Reading up until 1989, 1990. I'm a volunteer fireman. I work for Borough by Missing. I'm also the deputy chief for West Reading Fire Department. So I understand how things work on the fire side and the politics side. When I have to get involved with the politics from over in West Reading when our chiefs don't go to meet.
I'm gonna pass it on to my fellow counselors.
Hi, Jeffrey, thank you for applying. My question is, are you familiar with the civil service testing process?
I know that you have to fill an application out. There's a fee, there's a written test, there's a physical agility test, and then they go from there.
Okay, can you think of anything that can be better or improved about the process, or things you feel like should be implemented?
From hearing different things here and there, like I said, I'm only one person, but I do believe that maybe the background checks should be done when you get the application, and you can see if anybody has a criminal background check. And they do say, well, you know, you can't show up for the test because you have a criminal background check, and you know, from there. I don't know if they do on the fire side, but I know, I do believe on the police side, they do a psych test. I don't know if they do that, if they still do. Like I said, I work for the Borough of Missing, and I know how they do that on the police side over there. They do a written test, they do physical agility, I believe they do a psych test. And a background. So I don't know if you do the same thing as like our Missing does, West Reading does, not that I don't know.
Okay, thank you, that's it.
My question is, what benefit does the Fire Civil Service Board provide to the fire department and to the city?
What it does is, you offer the test, and then you hire 6, 10, 12, and you do a physical agility test to make sure that they are capable of being, physical fit to do their job, to run into a burning building, to pull residents out, to throw ground ladders, to pull hose. And if you don't do that, I believe that you'll get to be where you aren't healthy enough and you'll be a danger to your partner or to anybody else in the fire department.
Thank you. So,
And with your schedule, are you able to attend the meetings?
I work till 3:30, but depending on when I know the meetings are, I can like not take lunch or I can take an hour and come.
Okay. Any other questions? Nope. Did you have any questions for us? Okay. I'm gonna let Shelley explain what the process is from this point on.
So there are 2 applicants for 1 position. So this committee will determine based on the interviews, which candidate will move forward for appointment. In either case, you'll hear from me.
Okay?
Yeah.
Thank you for taking the time to come in to meet with us.
No problem. Like I said, Lieutenant Batts asked me and I said, I'll give it a try. I mean, I have nothing to lose.
thank you for coming.
No, we appreciate it. Right. And you're free to go.
Okay. Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Yeah, you too.
Hey, that comes the hard part. You get started off. I mean, I have my thoughts, I want to hear some other thoughts before I.
I think they're both very strong candidates, which is why I just asked Carl, what makes you better? I didn't know you knew Jeffrey was the other one.
That makes it even tougher.
So they're both very strong, you know. I'm gonna say, it comes down to it, I like that both of them have a will to join, they are very interested in doing a little bit more. Carl lives in the city of Reading, he's one of our residents, Jeff is not, he's on West Reading side, he's a volunteer worker, so I was just kind of weighing who's what, because something needs to jump out at us to pick one or the other. They're both very strong, and I'm not sure, the criteria that would make, make one better than the other, so.
Well, if you had to pick.
I would say Carl. I'm not sure about Jeff's comp and the lunch and availability with that. I'm leaning towards Carl, I'm gonna say.
Okay. Wes,
I'm guessing this is one of the boards that you don't need to necessarily live in the city.
You don't necessarily need to if you have, this position has been vacant for 10 years. And we've had a hard time filling it. So if that would be enough criteria for you to choose someone that's not a city resident. So that's up to, council to make that determination.
Well, unfortunately, and I think they're both great candidates, and honestly, I felt they answered the question the same, but since we've been looking 10 years for someone who lives in the city to be on the board, I have to go with Carl for that fact, not to say that Jeffrey's not qualified, but just for that fact that we were looking for somebody in the city, it just took us this long. So, yeah.
The next question would be, what made Carl? What made him wait this? Because he's been doing inspector for a while. Maybe he was nudged and like.
I think both of them said it's because other people
Right.
came forward to discuss the subject of it. I don't,
It's just too bad that we waited 10 years and now we have too many.
I know, and they're both as good.
You know what I mean?
that's
That's
not a bad thing.
No, I mean, but you know, you need to say no to one of them, but
Well,
I mean, I feel like, I mean, if I may put my 2 cents.
Wait, should we do it after? Because you don't want to.
Yeah,
Don't
go ahead, go ahead.
People don't have.
No, I don't think I would influence him.
here,
I really
here,
don't.
here are my, both good candidates.
Mhm.
But I do feel too that, Carl, if I had to pick one over the other, I would pick Carl Seltzer. He just seems to have a little bit more knowledge, especially with the, position at the fire training center. I think that gives him a little bit of an edge. However, I don't think we should look at it as like an all or nothing, because as we know with these boards, there's always a turnover. And so even though there's only one position today, tomorrow there may be an opening, somebody moves, somebody steps down, somebody, you never know. So it's not a bad thing to know that somebody else is interested and that to keep their name in mind for when a future opening happens on this board, or there may even be another board that would fit too, but both of these candidates seem like they would be good candidates for this particular board, so. My take is, at this time, Carl Seltzer would be my first choice. And if there were 2 openings, I would also say Jeffrey Reiner too, but we only have 1 opening at this time, so. Not to say that at a future time, if there's an opening, I think Jeffrey Reiner should be considered. Because that may happen sooner rather than later, so. But I do think, and it sounds like we're all in agreement, that Carl Seltzer would be the choice.
Can we have Jeffrey as an alternate for this or no?
That's not us not have alternates, but I can hold on to the application in case.
And
we
let
do
him
get
know
some.
that, we did appreciate everything that he brought forward. It's just that we have to pick one. But in the future, there will probably be an opening sometime, who knows when. So the fact that he showed interest, I don't think we should disqualify him. Okay, B, you're allowed to give your opinion.
I'm just solely basing, I think they're both very qualified. I think they're both very knowledgeable. I'm solely basing this on, a personality thing. I felt like he was just a little abrasive.
Really?
Yeah, I felt like he was, I don't know, just kind of a little cocky.
I didn't get that at all.
Yeah, I felt like he was a little bit. Not that that would, I mean, he has reason to be cocky. Do you know what I mean? He's very
Okay.
knowledgeable, he's trying to sell himself. Do you know what I mean? So but I don't like cocky. So, but
I
that's
think-
just me,
Was
that
it-
is me.
Was it her question though, or if she would have never asked that question and he went on about. him-
No, I don't even think it
I
was
think he
her,
answered,
I think it was.
he answered humbly though. He said, I don't know what would be.
No, he did, he
Yeah,
did.
he did.
But I felt like he felt a little bit put on the spot. And he was, okay, cause he doesn't know what, what. you
I
were
think
asking.
that's a common question, because you would get asked that in a job interview, like what makes you kind of stand out a little bit more, so just kind of re-emphasize what you wrote down here, but.
I think we have to keep in mind too, when people appear here, like, they really
yeah.
don't know what to expect, so they're probably a little anxious
Right,
throughout the process to
Right.
begin with. Depending what the questions are, they may feel that,
but
because
he
you're
did
like on the
kind of
spot.
like, he turned it around at the end and was kind of
I
saying.
saw at the end.
Do you know what I'm
something-
saying?
I
Like-
saw something shift, but I don't
Right.
think I got coffee out of it, just kind of like, well, whatever, like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
and he's
just
like,
kept
well,
going,
if
like-
you don't pick me, then you don't pick me, but, you know.
I know.
Here?
Yeah.
No, I
You
think
can just accept the
consensus
fact
is
that the
that,
three of us
yeah,
could.
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
the formal vote comes next week at the full meeting.
Okay.
Okay, and review of pending applications.
So I have one pending, ready for interview for the Convention Center Authority, that's a reappointment. And one pending review, for the Water Authority, that one will go before the full body for interview, when he is ready.
So we'll get, the full body will get like their answers of the application, all that, okay.
Yep. Yeah, it'll be part of the agenda packet for that committee.
And how many applicants are in the works?
This is it.
That's it? There's none sitting on the mayor's desk or?
Mr. Poling is sitting in the mayor's office. He's the one that's pending. Mr. Gonzalez is ready to move forward.
Okay.
Um,
Wow.
And what's the Berks County Convention that authority?
This is the Convention Center, Berks County Convention Center Authority that oversees the business of the arena and the Performing Arts Center. And that's a joint authority between the city and the county.
I never jumped out at me. I've been seeing these papers all this time, and now I just, yeah, I noticed that. Okay. So he's a reappointment, and the newest member was Mary Lee Rodriguez. Everybody kind of been staying on.
Yeah, and you'll see I have noted on there whether it's a city appointment or a county.
Okay. So we were only responsible for Michael and Izzy. And if they decide to join together, they come before us. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Is there a reason why we only have 3 members for the fire civil service board?
There's only 3 on the police civil service board as well, and I think civil service is state governed, so
Oh,
I
so
think
they
they
decide.
set the parameters.
Nothing, nothing's come through on the Citizens Initiative Commission.
Nothing new.
It's just the slowest.
I think we still need to work on pushing it out. I haven't been able to, but it'll be a process. We'll get there. I like that we're doing the Facebook, that you're
Yeah.
showcasing those. I see those and I think that's very
I think
cool.
that really helps.
And I think so.
I think it gets it out, and, you know.
So you can just keep sending that out, like
Yeah.
once in a while, keep sending the citizens.
Yeah.
If you haven't
Yeah, I can
seen
do that, yeah. I
Yeah,
can do
like
that,
have it
yeah.
rotating.
But, I think they work because people share them,
Mhm.
and that's how it's.
And it makes you want to stop and read about it, like, oh, what's this?
Right. Yeah,
People are always scrolling, so
yeah,
read that.
or they come, you know, somebody comes to mind if they're not interested, they think,
Mhm.
oh, this would be a great fit for blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Right.
Is there anything else?
I have one question for all of you. We received by email today a resignation to the electrical examining board.
So,
And Chris was here, when we did interviews for that board. It was a similar situation to this, where we had more applicants than we had openings. So we have one person still in reserve for that. Do you want me to contact him to see if he's still interested and then re-interview since we have new committee members? Okay, that will guide me then in how I do that application. Thank you, all I have.
Perfect example of how things are.
Right.
Right.
So it might happen with this, or
Right.
Yeah,
one never knows.
so I hold them when I can.
Good. Anything else?
That's all from me.
All right, can I have a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Okay, meeting adjourned. Thank you. Have a good evening. Okay.